Welcome to Inside Builder channel, Python experts, front-end enthusiasts, and my dear friends. Integrating Django Backend to the gallery. Process intro. In the last video, we looked at how to create the front end, that is, the website framework or the wireframe by using ChatGPT. If you guys have not taken a look at that, take a look at that. We had created a framework or wireframe for getting the gallery like this with the search bar and the filter sidebar. Apart from that, there was header also. So when we click on the gallery, the full gallery will be visible. And when we search on it using the search bar, the related videos will get populated. And if you click on the playlists or the all videos, the page will automatically get populated by the respective filtered videos. What we are going to discuss now is to how to integrate the backend Django. Why we are doing this? We can learn to build database model for a useful application. So we saw that it's a simple looking page, but it has got lots of moving parts in that. We can use the run script command for loading the data into the database. So this is also one of the aspects of Django. Understand how search works in Django. We can also learn how to automate HTML element creation in Django using tags and variables. We have to start building the backend, right? For that, we need to first of all curate the video ID, URL, description, etc. So we have to collect the data. We need to collect the pictures or the thumbnails for the video gallery. We need to write the data models and we need to query the curated data. So the how of this process will be explained further in the next slide, what it takes. So we have to think about the site implementation and the steps required. The steps required by us as well as the steps that will be taken by the user. Second, we need to understand the Django model variable types. So the idea here is that at the backend, the models have various kinds of data types. We are going to use a couple of them, and also we will see how to create little complex tables also, because we are going to solve a couple of problems. And to solve certain problems, Django has certain solutions, and we are going to use it. We will see how it works using the detailed tags and variables for replicating. So this is something that I really like Django for, and you guys can also learn about that in this video. So let's continue further. The user will come to the website home, the home page, and he will click on the full gallery. The full gallery will have the search page as well as the playlist page, meaning the full gallery will have the search bar. When the user completes the search, it will go to the filtered gallery. And the playlist also, the sidebar will have the playlist filters, and once the user clicks on it, it will go to the filtered gallery of playlists. This is how the user will navigate the web page. In order to create such a navigation, these are the steps we need to complete. So we need to collect the data, we need to set up the app, we need to write the models, that is the models.py for database integration. We need to build the functions for connecting with the database models and sending the output to the front end. We need to wire up the URLs in Django. We need to create the HTML. So you see what is happening is we are coming literally from the backend. So it starts from the data, then the models, then the views function, then the URL, then we create the HTML and write the detail. By the moment we complete everything, we will have a working page like this. Not just a page, working website. So it's literally you will have multiple pages involved, and all these pages, whenever I'm clicking, you see there are different data that is getting populated. These were all written automatically by DTL, that is Django template language. All this is possible once we complete this entire process, and it all begins with collecting the data. So I believe that you like this video. Do leave a like, share it with others, and subscribe to my channel for further updates on similar kind of discussion. The video is an introduction, and the next couple of videos will start working on these steps one by one. And to begin with, we will start collecting the data. To collect the data, what we are going to do is we are going to go to the browser and we are going to go to kaggle.com. So you might be wondering, okay, why are we going to kaggle.com? Kaggle is a place where we can get lots of data, and also we can practice. In this particular case, we are going to use a data set called as YouTube trending video dataset. The link for this particular notebook will be shared with you guys so that you can start working on it directly. So you don't need to pay anything for kaggle.com. You have to just sign up. So if you have not signed up, do sign up. Once you come to this particular, once you open this notebook and click on this arrow mark, you can go to this YouTube trending video dataset, click on open in new tab. That will show you the entire data related information. So this dataset has been daily updated by this user Rishav Sharma, and a huge shout out to Mr. Rishav for it. And you always need to take a look at the usability and the license whenever you are going to use the data. And as you scroll down, you can take a look at the entire data. So you see the version is 1093. So the user has been continuously updating this dataset. This particular dataset talks about the trending videos all across the globe. So YouTube videos are there in most of the countries, and we will be concentrating on the US YouTube trending data. That is all the YouTube videos that come, that is in English. We can already see that if you click on this files, you can see how the file looks in this location. And also if you click on the CSV file, you can see the various columns that is available in the CSV file, as well as the columns that are not shown. So you can scroll this and you can see. Okay, so this is a basic introduction about the dataset. Let me go back. I'm trying to extract couple of rows from this particular CSV file, that is US YouTube trending data. You can see it contains almost 218k unique video IDs. We don't need all of those. We actually need only couple of we have to only work with the sample web development. So we need just a sample data. After that, if you want to build the entire website with this data, feel free about that. You can actually implement the entire setup also. So here we can see the various columns available. So the video ID, the title, the published at, that is the time and date, the channel ID in which it is published, the category, the trending date. We can get lots of information about each of the videos. Also, we can get the thumbnail link and the description of the video. So I was talking about this particular step where we need to create the video ID, URL, and the description. We can see that we already have the necessary information in the open itself. So you don't need to prepare it. In case if this video was not available, and if this data was not available, sorry, and you want to use your own YouTube data, that is also possible. So the video gallery that I have created, this is all based on my own YouTube data. So that also you can collect it. There is a process for it. If you guys want it, let me know about that. I will help you with that. What we are going to do is, now we don't need all these columns, right? We don't need all these columns. We need only certain columns, that is video ID, title, category ID, thumbnail link, and description. That's all we need. And we need there are more than 200k line items. We need only 25 line items. So what we are going to do is, we are first of all going to take the necessary columns. So if you execute this particular cell, what will happen is, it will take the first 250 lines of this particular data frame. Here we are only seeing the first 2 lines of the entire data set. And if you scroll down here, I'm taking the first 250 lines with these columns: video ID, title, category ID, thumbnail link, and description. So we can see the data is now looks different. Once that is done, what we are going to do next is, all we need to do is come here. We have to say selected videos, and we have to say to CSV. So once you do a to CSV for this, and say selected widths.csv and index is equal to false, index equal to false, because we don't want an additional index coming up, so it will create a problem later. So let's say index equal to false, and once we do this, the file will be saved to the output. So you can see this here, you can click and download this. So download it in a place where you can use it for later purpose. That is the first step. Now we have got the data. Apart from this, we need to get the thumbnails that I was talking about. So you see this thumbnails, so the pictures, we can also get that from YouTube itself. For that, we are going to use the requests and JSON library. So let's import that. We need to create a new folder inside this particular Kaggle environment. The Kaggle environment is actually a Linux environment which is running on Docker. So you have to use Linux commands. To use Linux commands, we have to use the exclamation mark like this inside the cell. Once you do that, you will see there is an additional folder here. Continuing further, this particular function, what it does is it takes the URL. It first of all replaces the default to max rest default. Why am I doing this? Let me go up and I will explain to you. So here you see that the link contains the video ID. So this number and this number is same. And based on this URL, it will go and get the default, that is a minimum thumbnail picture, meaning it will have a minimum resolution. If you want the max resolution, then you need to change the default to max res default. What we want is a very large picture, meaning you should be able to place it in place it inside your web page. So it should have max resolution always, max res default. So once you do max res default, you see that we have a bigger picture. Here, this function will go to this URL, use the request.get, and then write the content, that is the picture that you saw, into the file. It will create a file called video.jpg and it will write it in the thumbnails folder. So it will write it in the thumbnails folder. So let me execute this, and we will create a list by using this thumbnail link, and we will run it on the for loop. And once I execute this, you will see that it will extract all the 250 images, and then it will write all the data to thumbnails folder. This is the picture. You have to download this entire thumbnails folder to your local environment. You can zip this thumbnails folder and you can download it. So it will not take a lot of time. You can see that we have the video ID, we have the title, we have the thumbnails, we have the description, and we have the category ID. Let's go back to the PDF. It means we have collected all the necessary data for building up the website. So this is, I mean, you saw how fast it was. Sometimes one of the major hurdle in building up such a kind of a gallery is that you will have to get all the data by yourself. But here the collection data part has been completed in less than 5 to 10 minutes. And thanks to the entire ecosystem, and thanks to the various contributors in this case. So with that said, I would like to close this discussion and continue further on the next video, where I discuss about how to build the basic setup for the app and also work on the data models. With that said, stay tuned for the next video. Till then, practice, 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 practice. See you guys. Have a great time.